JustinFREAKIN is a formidable voice in the culture.
Hey Justin, are you trolling?
Come on, man.
Wash your ass.
This is the Troll Patrol, live with JustinFREAKIN.
The 9/11 opening gets me every time. I love the airplane. I made Curiouser watch it earlier because she came in when I was putting everything together. I was like, I love the Twin Towers being the L and the troll. She didn't even notice it. I love the plane hitting, the fire being the transition. Welcome to the Troll Patrol live. I bet I know who Charlie Kirk is. That sounded like a gunshot, to be honest with you. Oh, I know exactly who you are. Some might say that you are insane. Maybe even clinically so. Light one up, tip one back. We're back on Kick. I thought our Kick day. I mean, we've been on Kick, but as you can see, the Kick chat integrated into the show. There's no Twitch tonight. So that means I lose 2/3 of my audience, 3/4. Thank you for the real ones that come over to the Kick with me. As for which platform, Holiday, whichever platform you like better, I don't mind Kick. Honestly, it's not that bad. It's a Twitch ripoff. It doesn't have a lot of the point redemptions. I think they've added some of that stuff. DJ Dub, welcome in. Clinically, Holiday. I saw you as I was testing out the chat. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm late, but like I had to like redo all the Kick stuff, and then like the page kept timing out on me. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And it was just like pop-ups blocked. And I was like, I don't even know how to turn on pop-ups. So I had to go to a completely different browser and log in. Like, it was a whole ordeal. I'm sorry. Warlord, my friend, welcome over to the Kick. You get like guaranteed money on Kick if you hit so many hours, and it's just like the number of hours I stream. But like, I don't think the Troll Patrol itself is long enough, and unfortunately, I can't do like music and shit on Kick. They don't have Bezos money to pay for those music rights. So I've gotten copyright slapped on Kick. So that's why like when we do music and shit, we're on D-Live. Punkylicious, welcome in, friend. Glad to have you over on YouTube. We're just talking about how I got Twitch banned for showing Charlie Kirk getting Republicans are going fucking nuts, and they're wanting to blame. You're staying right here, Warlord. You still had you guys all knew. You knew that the chances of me having to come back to Kick, they weren't zero. We have pictures of him. He definitely looks like a right winger. We have long-time sub, first-time watcher. Punkylicious, let me ask you, if you're a long-time sub, did you sub because of the Bubble Guppies video? I wanna know. 'Cause I got a lot of that has actually hurt me over on YouTube, because I got so many people that subbed off of the Bubble Guppies video that aren't into politics, so they don't watch my videos. But glad to have you here, friend. We find out what that news be doing. But I'm probably gonna rant about Twitch for a little bit. Tyler X got clapped. Oh shit. I've heard a lot of people got banned, so it would have been nice. It was my best day ever on Twitch. I had 40 something new followers. We had the most unique chatters ever. The hype train, I may have made the most money I ever made, and then the next day I got suspended. It was for violent content. I appealed and said I didn't show the close up that wasn't censored. We did show the close up, but all the close ups were censored. And I didn't even show them. It was the news agency that we were watching. Me Cakes, welcome in. So I was like, I didn't know that I was violating Twitch rules. I promised to review the rules and never to do it again, because usually that's the thing they want to hear, right? That you will agree to review the terms of service and that you will never make this violation again. So that's what I put in the appeal. You've literally never streamed anything. You got clapped for just being in my stream. We had a lot of chuds yesterday. While Byronic said I seemed happy on stream. And it was probably because we had so many chuds I was arguing with, and it was very fast paced. I was doing my own version of Charlie Kirk, you know, without the getting shot in the neck part. It was like, debate me, bro. Prove me wrong. So I guess light one up, tip one back for my Twitch account. We're going to be back in 30 days. We'll be back in time to do Halloween specials, at least. Are you guys clinically? Samson, are you 30 days? Is that how long you're out on Twitch? Mine is for 30 days. Rebroadcasting a video of a fatal shooting. We had a bunch of people in chat. The videos have been scrubbed from Twitter of Kirk shooting. So Elon listened to complaints from the right wingers. I don't know. There's not anything extra we could do on Kick. Like, I can't get like really violent videos. Kick will still fucking kick me. We can't play music. That's no fun. So, like, it would be different if there was something extra. If I could show titties on Kick. Excellent. But we can't do titties. We can do titty slaps.
A titty slap! Give me those titties,
Come on now.
I don't think so. I think we were probably right up to the line on Kick yesterday showing the Kirk shooting. Light one up, tip one back for Charlie Kirk. His family's getting ready to light one up for him when they send him to the crematorium. Oh! Oh, shit, that's right. It is 9/11, if you couldn't tell by the opening. And we are going to take the tribute in lights. Broadcast currently. Live in New York City. Happy 9/11. Does anybody believe in 9/11 conspiracies and want to debate me? That would be a lot of fun. I would like to do that tonight. If you believe in 9/11 conspiracies, I would love to debate you. 917-830-4359. Come here, tell me about Building 7 and jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams. I was confident. I was a 9/11 truther for all of the 2000s. But I was also a young, dumb punk. So this is the lights. I was. Holy shit. No, I was, I liked Alex Jones. I was into, Loose Change. Zeitgeist blew my mind. But I saw Zeitgeist when I'm like 20, 21. Only Holiday can melt steel beams. I wore the tinfoil hat. I go back to college at the end of the 2000s. and the first class I take is philosophy as a conversation. It was like the very first class I even have to go to. And maybe the first day, second day, whatever, the professor takes me to the side. It was like, have you ever thought about being a philosophy major? You might know me from Twitch. I'm JustinFREAKIN. We hand out titty slaps.
A titty slap! What the?
Come on now.
Yeah, meatcakes. You see something like Zeitgeist when I'm like 20, 21 when I see it. And this is before YouTube. I saw it on some, pirated movie website. And I'm very I was a Christian. I went to church when I'm like 17, and then I become an atheist. I get into like Tool and Bill Hicks and shit like that. Like the end of the 90s, into the 2000s. And it was prime for that kind of shit. I was virulently anti-religious. And that's how I met producer Dave from Echoplex Media. We were in the new atheist groups on Facebook and shit. So, like, fucking Zeitgeist starts off with, like, this huge attack on religion, which still had, like, I know exactly what, like, they stretch the truth a lot about the religious shit, but all in all, they're pretty spot on. But then you're a third of the way through the movie, and it shifts, and it's starting to talk about, crazy-ass conspiracies around 9/11. And the only way you can believe that shit is if if you have a curiosity about something. Jet fuel melting steel beams. Look it the fuck up. I can't stress that enough. I don't love or hate, like... It is a very well done movie. It's very well done propaganda. I feel like I watched it with Dave one time on stream. But like it really was influential on young me and my beliefs. But then I go to college and the professor asked me if I've ever thought about being a philosophy major, so a double major in broadcasting and philosophy. And I'm having to take all these philosophy classes, and one of them was practical reasoning. And the professor I had for it was amazing. And he loved, like, people coming at him. I did the thing about you do nothing based on faith. I stole that from him. He used to do this. I used to say it was play with the balls. But he would do this as he was talking. Oh, tickle the balls. Tickle the balls. And he loved tearing down conspiracy theories. And here's like people accused him of being anti-religious, but he was a goddamn pastor. It was the craziest thing. But you start challenging beliefs like that. Especially with 9/11, the amount of people to pull off something like that, the amount of people that you would need and then need to keep their mouths shut is absurd. And you apply Occam's razor, what's the most likely scenario? That the Bush administration was incompetent? Yeah. That makes way more sense, right? Than they maliciously attacked the country in order to justify the invasion of Iraq. The invasion of Iraq was just opportune timing. And I've watched so many, front lines about that period of time and what people in power thought. And yeah, they really did. They were just opportunists. Anyway, do we have anything else fucking 9/11 we want to talk about before we get to other shit? Trump at his 9/11 event earlier today, I think at the Pentagon, speculation running rampant that he had a stroke. His side of his face drooping as he and Melania attended the event. Hold on, let me... And the Saudis not being part of the 9/11 commission at all. That's the whole thing. There's so much there. And that's what got me into news.
Taylor. Lieutenant Colonel Kip P. Taylor.
9/11 happened my senior year. That's when I started paying attention to the news. Yeah, DJ Dub, I just missed it at first too, but it looks like he had a fucking stroke.
Sandra C. Taylor.
Byronic! We've got Byronic over on Kick. Shame.
Hilda E. Taylor.
Byronic did 9/11. I've got this is a segment we did on the Freak Show a few years back, Sparkles and I. Would you guys like to rate? I'm going to need chat participation on this. You are going to rate 9/11 memes. Buzz, we missed the truck. We're not aiming for the truck. Give it a pass or a fail. I don't want to scale. Give it a DJ Dub says 1. Okay, you want to rate things. So if you guys missed it last night, Kaya over on Kick. Hey, cutie. If you guys missed it last night, so we rated into Redolent Thought, and he had that one black guy. It feels so weird saying it. Globus. James from the internet. And they were arguing about 90s artists. They were doing a tiers list of 90s artists, and they were just getting started. And I was like, shit, I'd love to be a part of this. And even though I hadn't eaten and been on stream for like 8 or 9 hours, I popped on and argued about 90s artists with James from the internet, Redolent Thought, Globus, and that one black guy. Okay, everybody hated this meme. If 9/11 happened in 2018, we're 2025. Is that a Jewish dude? None of these memes are good. They're probably all shitty ass memes. DJ Dub gives it a 2. Fringe people laughing at 9/11 jokes. French people's Notre Dame memes spread quicker than the fire. Damn, these are kind of dated. You can't just reuse 9/11 memes every year. They're not evergreen. All right, none of these are good. This is kind of embarrassing. It's a horrible segment. I'm aborting it. Like the plane in Shanksville. While at the 9/11 event this morning, Donald Trump spoke about Charlie Kirk.
Thank you very much. Before we begin, let me express the horror and grief so many Americans at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk have felt. Charlie was a giant of his generation.
It sounds like he's being somber, but he's just
an inspiration.
talking out of one side of his mouth, right?
Our prayers are with his wonderful wife, Eric, and his beautiful children.
His wife,
Fantastic
Eric?
People they are. We miss him greatly, yet I have no doubt that Charlie's voice and the courage he put into the hearts of countless people, especially young people, will live on. I'm pleased to announce that I will soon be awarding Charlie Kirk posthumously the Presidential Medal of Freedom. The date of the ceremony will be announced, and I can only guarantee you one thing, that we will have a very big crowd. Very, very big.
Huge even. There is a person of interest in the Charlie Kirk shooting. Looks like a right winger to me. You guys tell me what you think. Yeah.
Manhunt for Charlie Kirk's killer. The shooter took just one shot, and today authorities released this image of a person of interest. They believe the shooter is college age and threw the murder weapon away in the woods when he made his getaway. Jim Murray is in Utah with the very latest.
This is the person of interest in the assassination of Charlie Kirk. He's apparently attempting to hide his identity under a baseball cap and dark glasses. His shirt emblazoned with the stars and stripes and the slogan, "Land of the free, home of the brave."
That individual appears to be of college age. We are confident in our abilities to track that individual.
Go, run! According to reports, his motive appears to be political, since bullets were found engraved with expressions of transgender and anti-fascist ideology.
Sure.
Intensifies, we're getting a clearer picture of his murderous act. 11:52 a.m. The suspected shooter shows up on campus at Utah Valley University and climbs to the roof of the Losi Student Center.
So there's somebody on the roof right there?
He was videotaped on the roof, lying in wait like a sniper, with a clear line of sight to where Charlie Kirk's tent was set up. 12:15 p.m. Charlie Kirk arrives and tosses hats to the crowd. 12:20, a shot rings out. The conservative activist slumps in his seat and collapses to the ground. Rebecca Hales was 30 feet away and shot this video as she dove for cover.
I was in shock, but I got down. I was with 3 other friends. They disappeared, and then I was getting trampled as we tried to run out.
His bodyguards rushed to help him, desperately trying to revive him, but he was hopeless.
There's literally nothing that can be done in that situation. That was a fatal wound, and I don't care if there was a trauma surgeon at the end of the steps there on the stage. There's very little chance that anybody would have been able to do anything to save.
I showed it to Curiouser, who is a nurse, and she's like, "Yep, he was gone." I was like, "What? He's dead? Like right there?" She's like, "Well, not right there, but by the time he hit the ground, he was gone. It was like there's no helping him."
His life at that point.
As the crowd flees in panic, Kirk is carried away by his team and rushed to the hospital in an SUV. This video apparently shows the shooter fleeing across the roof.
After the shooting, we were able to track his movements as he moved to the other side of the building, jumped off of the building, and fled off of the campus and into a neighborhood.
The FBI and local law enforcement are still on the ground today, still searching the neighborhood where the assassin was last seen. He ran through here and into these woods where he dumped the murder weapon, later found by police. It's an older model 30-06 high-powered bolt-action hunting rifle.
It wasn't any, no fancy equipment, no fancy tech.
No, apparently that is the rifle that you want when you want to take one shot and make sure you hit your target.
Or anything like that. Very basic, what your average shooter or hunter would use during hunting season shooting deer.
Today, there's anger at the lack of security. Just 6 local police officers and Kirk's small private bodyguard detail. Jeremy and Amy King were in the front row.
What, they think we need to pay for his security when he does his fucking little events? That's his responsibility.
15 feet away.
I was actually telling him, where's all the security? Because they didn't scan my ticket. He had his security, but I didn't see any other security. It was just his bodyguards.
But Kirk's close friend, fellow firebrand Steve Bannon, says that's the way he wanted it.
He knew about the security too, because he says, hey, I can't get too much security because it cuts me off from the young people, it cuts me off from the crowd.
So, do you guys know about the Groyper movement? We've had an interaction with them here on the stream. That was one of the first times I got banned on Twitch, though I appealed and got it back. The Groypers hate rated me and said a bunch of offensive things, and frankly got me to say something offensive that I didn't even realize, and I was like, oh shit. They are a movement that has been built on being to the right of Charlie Kirk. They've attacked Charlie Kirk a lot. They're very Nazi-ish, if not outright neo-Nazi. As I said yesterday, I think, yeah, that was something I needed to ask, Sky Comment. Do I have mods on Kick? Do I need to go mod some of you people? Yes, Libertad. Unfortunately, I did get banned on Twitch for showing the Charlie Kirk shooting. We've got to serve our 30 days. A lot of streamers got banned apparently. I'll go fix that here and I'll mod a few of you guys. What the fuck is this?
Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great.
Are they giving signals to somebody? I'm not a conspiracy theorist here on this sacred 9/11. Looking like a third base coach.
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in?
Look like Groypers to me. See, let's get the latest on this here. And then we'll move on to Nancy Mace's outrage, because holy shit. And I had a clip that I wanted to show of Nancy Mace's before we even got to Charlie Kirk yesterday.
We want to kick things off with a live look right now. This is from Phoenix, Arizona. This is Air Force 2. You're seeing seemingly a crew member there with a door ajar. Now, this just landed from Utah. This plane, Air Force 2, is carrying Charlie Kirk's body right back to his hometown.
He didn't deserve that.
In Chicago, but
he deserved to get pissed in his eye pussy.
Life with his wife Erica and 2 children. Funeral services for Kirk have yet to be announced, but J.D. Vance, the Vice President of the United States, accompanying the casket carrying Charlie Kirk's body on Air Force Two, landing in Phoenix, Arizona not long ago. In the meantime, the search for a killer continues. Investigators say there are, quote, rapid developments in this search for the person who assassinated Kirk yesterday afternoon in Utah. Fox 11's Phil Schuman, he's live here in studio tracking all the latest developments. It's amazing that this manhunt continues well over 24 hours after he was killed.
And there's a huge number of personnel on this. They have the gun that they believe was used to fire the round. It was a rifle that hit Kirk in the neck and killed him. It's described as an old bolt-action high-powered rifle. Investigators also have good security camera video images of the man they are terming a person of interest. They also have offered a $100,000 reward for information leading to his arrest. So the FBI has released 2 photos. You see them here, a college-age man. They say that he blended in well in that student environment. Dark pants, cap, sunglasses, long-sleeve black T-shirt with a very recognizable image on the front. There are also other video images authorities have apparently collected from neighboring homes.
Was it Home of the Brave, right?
Released. There was a briefing from a team of investigators earlier today.
Tracked his movements onto the campus, through the stairwells, up to the roof, across the roof to a shooting location. After the shooting, we were able to track his movements as he fled off of the campus and into a neighborhood.
Investigators have also collected footwear impression, a palm print, and forearm imprints for analysis.
Now, one of those that attendants captured this quick image from a distance. We're going to zoom in on it and highlight it. You see it in the circle there. That appears to be someone on the roof lying down in a prone position, like you would presume someone that was aiming a rifle from that rooftop. They're saying it was about 200 yards away, the shot that hit Kirk in the throat. And as you just saw, the vice president just landed in Phoenix, escorting Charlie Kirk's body. The vice president and his wife. They apparently met with Kirk's widow, Erica, as well as other family members and close friends aboard Air Force Two. We're going to stay with this live picture. You know, we're told that Vance and Kirk were lifelong friends, and we know, of course, about Kirk's relationship with President Trump. The vice president was going to attend a 9/11.
All right, got you guys modded up.
Went to this. Oh, instead.
It did come in threes, didn't it? Ooh, holiday. Yeah, I need you modded up.
And Kirk himself, almost 10 years long at this point, and
my Lord, welcome in.
Just 31 years old.
Just 31, and he founded that Turning Point USA when he was just 18. And you heard the news also that President Trump is going to give him the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which is the highest honor for a civilian.
All right, there we go.
Is likely going to attend the funeral. He said that the family asked him to attend. He said he spoke to Erica, the widow.
Sky Comet, you're mine.
Plans to do that. We don't have the date of that yet.
2 children. The daughter reportedly just 3 years old.
3 and 1.
And the son, a year old. What is seen
ironic,
here,
you're mod.
The authorities there carrying the casket, carrying the body of Charlie Kirk. No sign yet of Vice President.
I'd piss in his casket.
Maybe he'll step.
I wish I was one of those soldiers.
The search does continue.
So I can sneak a piss in the casket.
Discussion in the newsroom, Phil. The FBI.
Let's light one up, tip one back now that my Lord is here.
Versus a suspect. What does that mean? Essentially, you know,
it's really semantics.
It is semantics at this point.
Yeah.
But they had 2 people in custody yesterday who they called suspects, and then it was
right.
Those weren't really the shooters, so they had to let people go.
Good evening. Yeah. Curious who said it was pretty much instantaneous.
Meantime, memorials for Charlie Kirk are going on across the U.S. This one outside Turning Point's headquarters in Phoenix. Another is planned for less than an hour from now at Loyola Marymount University.
My Lord.
Laura Diaz, she joins us now live tonight. Laura?
Yes, Marla, at 6 o'clock tonight, the chapter of Turning Point USA here at LMU is supposed to meet on campus in a meeting room.
I have 86 followers.
Ever anticipated the tragic circumstances under which this meeting is taking place this evening.
I just think it's pretty scary, you know. I mean, he was touring college campuses. I'm pretty sure it was his first tour of the season he was doing, and it's just pretty scary.
At Loyola Marymount University, the targeted killing of
I don't know if I can add emote.
Broadcaster Charlie Kirk was on the minds of many students this 9/11. Kirk's assassination Wednesday, as he fielded questions from students at a small university in Utah, was a stark reminder of the politically polarized times. Turning Point USA was the conservative organization led by the charismatic Kirk. At LMU, on Instagram, there was confirmation that a Turning Point USA meeting would be held as planned on the campus Thursday evening. It read in part, "Today is a devastating day in human history. We planned this meeting before the tragedy unfolded yesterday. All are welcome in remembrance of Charlie Kirk."
I didn't agree with any of his political opinions, but I think what happened to him was absolutely horrible.
A day after the shooting, at least 6 historically black colleges or universities across the country received threats, which were later discounted as swatting calls. Wednesday, conservative political pundit
HBCUs
appearance at the Ronald Reagan Library was postponed.
And we're not going to be deterred.
One day later, he batted down rumors that he had canceled his college tour this year with a defiant post.
That's I saw those rumors. They are false. I will be coming to college campuses, many of them this year. Charlie's voice is not silent. We're going to pick up that bloodstained microphone where Charlie left it.
Would you go to a political event and feel comfortable on campus?
Yeah, I'd say so.
You would? So you think this is isolated?
I think it could happen anywhere, but it's just not, I'm not going to be scared of it.
I got a mixed reaction from the students there at LMU as to whether they would feel safe to attend a political event. That last
Oh, so I have enough followers. It's the 5 hours, yeah.
Said no.
That's why I was upset. Like, it would
politically charged right now.
I would have been streaming to Kick, but you can't do copyright material. You'll get copyright pop.
Reached out to the LAPD.
So I couldn't have been streaming all the time I was listening to music on Twitch.
And I reached out to the university several times throughout the day today.
I don't know what I can stream for 5 hours a day.
My emails. I'm Laura Diaz reporting
Troll
live.
Patrol is usually 2.5 to 3 hours.
Studio.
All right. Laura Diaz live for us in Westchester tonight. Thank you. And you can stay with Fox 11 for continuing coverage of the Charlie Kirk shooting. If and when authorities find a suspect, we, of course, will let you know. You can also find updates anytime on our website, foxla.com.
Yeah, I don't know what I'd stream on Kick. Because I can't do TV shows and music and all the fun stuff that I do on Twitch. Can they... I've gotten copyright on it, and it's probably not all songs, but I have totally gotten copyright. Maybe we could do gaming. We'll see. I might not be streaming as much maybe the next week, but I'll figure something out. It isn't the same, and not everybody can join on Discord. It's like it's got a limited amount of people. We'll figure something out. Hey, we don't want to listen to Tom Llama. Fucking Charlie Kirk, not the only fucking shooting in the United States. We had a school shooting.
After a school shooting that took place in Evergreen, Colorado yesterday. And right now, officials are providing an update. They've also released the identity of the shooter involved, and I did want to share that with you. This is from the sheriff's office. This is the shooter, they say, that has been identified as 16-year-old Desmond Hawley. So that is per the sheriff's office right there. And happening right now, we are receiving a live update. I did want to play that out in its entirety from the beginning. Let's listen in.
Probably the most important thing I can tell you today is that the students and the staff at the school were amazing. They did their job, they did it well, and lives were saved yesterday because of the actions they took during their lockdown drill. We know that the suspect had a handgun. He had to keep reloading. He would fire and reload, fire and reload, fire and reload. This went on and on. And as he did that, he tried to find new targets. And he came up against a roadblock on many of those doors. He couldn't get to those kids. So there's not enough to be said for the work that the teachers, the coaches, the staff, the students, lots of kids ran, but the ones who didn't were locked down and they were being cared for. So really, really proud of those people today. We have security at both of the hospitals where our victims are, still in critical condition. No one has been released. There was information yesterday that one of the two victims was released from Children's, and that's not true. Bear with me, lots of notes. We have a great deal of support from so many jurisdictions, but FBI's role here has been tremendous, their ERT. We also have lab work being done, scene processing from Arvada. God, I'm sorry, it's somewhere in my notes, Arvada and NCIS, which was a new one for me, and multiple other agencies, because there's so many crime scenes within the school and outside the school. Yesterday, I think I stated that it stayed on school property. It did not. It actually spilled out into the street behind the school. So we have an additional crime scene. I think the street is called Olive, where one of the students was running to. We are allowing kids and teachers and parents who are in the west lot to come and get their cars. You have to go to the location that we've already given, which is Bergen Meadows Elementary.
Is she going to talk about the shooter or not?
If you're a student who ran out of the school and you don't have the keys to your car, we can't let you into the school to get your keys, but if you have a key in hand, please go there. We'll bus you down here because we have a lot of cars. You can see them behind me that we need to.
Well, let's see.
The rec center parking lot also was locked down, and we're allowing.
Here we go. Just posted.
The rec center parking lot to get their vehicles as well. The other lot at the school, east side, is not.
This is that Denver news station that does a really good job too, so Denver 7.
Woke up hoping it was a nightmare, and it wasn't.
Right now at 6, tragedy at a Colorado high school.
I have to believe when you bring a gun to school and you continue to fire and reload and fire and reload, that you are on a mission.
For the first time, Denver 7 uncovering new details about the students hurt and the student who pulled the trigger.
We will do what we can as a community to heal from this.
Plus, we are getting answers about.
Oh, I'm sorry. I need to say the line, don't I?
Happened and
just another day.
Change.
It was awful. It was absolutely terrible. I know we'll never forget this
mass shooting USA.
First tonight, new details coming to light one day after a school.
Curiouser had not seen the Charlie Kirk video. And when I played it for her, the first thing she said was like, he was talking about gang shootings. It's like, yes, it's beautiful. It's poetic justice. Talking about gang shootings and then getting shot by a white guy in Utah.
Shooting in Evergreen left our community shaken and searching for answers. Thanks for joining us for Denver 7 News at 6 tonight on this Thursday. I'm Natalie Chuck.
And I'm Ryan Fish, and we know there's still a lot of questions about what happened, and Denver 7 has been working around the clock to get answers. 2 students were hurt when investigators say a fellow student opened fire at Evergreen High School yesterday. The 16-year-old then shot himself and later died.
The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office told us today the shooter was armed with a revolver that he systematically reloaded and fired as he went through the school.
A revolver!
New targets.
Lots and lots of kids and teachers locked down in those rooms, did what they were supposed to do, and we know that it saved lives.
That's it.
We don't usually hear about a revolver.
Tonight we have live team coverage as we continue to learn more about the shooter, the victims, and the response. Denver 7 Chief Investigator Tony Kovaleski is digging into the shooter's identity. Veronica Acosta is asking tough questions about why no school resource officer was on campus when the shooting happened.
But we want to start with Denver 7's Allie Jennerjohn at St. Anthony Hospital in Lakewood. Allie, you've learned the identity of one of those victims injured in yesterday's attack.
Yeah, 18-year-old Matthew Silverstone, and that's the only victim we'll be learning more about tonight. This is a picture of him. It was released by his family early this afternoon. We also know that they released a statement as well. They expressed their appreciation to the
I don't know what to say.
Support, and they did ask for privacy as they focus on healing. He is listed in critical condition tonight. The Jefferson County Sheriff.
You would think he was in the conservatory with Colonel Mustard or something.
Release anything at this time.
And Allie, I know there's been some confusion about the conditions of both victims tonight. What are you able to clarify for us?
Well, again, we know both of them are listed in critical condition tonight. One of them is still here at St. Anthony's Hospital in Lakewood. The other one, we were told early this morning, was transferred to another facility with non-life-threatening injuries. Throughout the day, though, we were able to confirm that other victim is at Children's Hospital Colorado, and they too, Ryan and Natalie, have them listed as critical condition as well. The difference of what we're hearing between the two hospitals could be they have different definitions of what's critical and what's not.
All right, thank you so much, Allie. We know we are eagerly awaiting any more information on their status and hoping for a quick recovery for all of them. And tonight we're hearing from Governor Jared Polis in the wake of this shooting. Denver 7 sat down with him this afternoon. He tells us kids should feel safe at school, and it is time for a real change.
We shouldn't even be having this discussion again and again and again. We've got to do a better job on improving school safety, on making sure that when kids have mental health issues that need help, they're able to get that proactively, and that we hopefully will never face this kind of.
Fuck them kids.
And we've been listening to other
not literally, figuratively. Don't literally fuck kids.
Hours, including why there wasn't a school resource officer on campus when the shooting happened.
Denver 7's Veronica Acosta has been digging into that to get answers for you tonight. She joins us now live from Evergreen High School. Veronica.
You know, this is a question and a topic that some parents told me came up during a PTA school board meeting.
Hold on. I was really interested in this, but we've got an update on the Charlie Kirk shooting. So I guess press conference anytime. This is live. Oh, I'm sorry. Now we're live. In Denver? No, in Utah. We're in Utah. This is the campus of UVU. We've got to wonder if that's what's going on. Okay, I saw somebody speaking at the podium. They must have been doing a mic check. So I'll go ahead. I'll put this on a different screen. Keep an eye on it. We'll go back to the Evergreen High shooting.
At Evergreen High School the night before the shooting. Tonight, the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office telling Denver 7 that the full-time SRO for Evergreen High School is currently on medical leave. In their place, a couple of other part-time SROs are sharing this school right now. We did ask if there was an SRO right here at Evergreen High School when that shooting happened. Jeffco Sheriff's Office telling us there was not. That SRO was on campus between 10:30 to 10:45. That's when they left to tend to a separate accident that was happening off-site. I spoke with the PTA president.
Hold on, I believe they have. No, they've not started speaking. I'm sorry. And apparently I can't have two YouTube windows open in the same browser. It's weird.
For Evergreen High School, she told me she wants a permanent SRO made a priority moving forward.
This was talked about less than 24 hours before the shooting happened and has been brought up many times of why don't we have this in our community. So you can imagine as the PTA, we felt like we jinxed it. You know, like we felt, oh my God, we just talked about this last night. I mean, my phone was blowing up. We just talked about this last night.
And the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, they held a presser earlier today. During that press conference, they did tell us that there may be a plan in the future to have a permanent SRO here, though they did specify that the only reason there wasn't one was because of that medical leave I mentioned earlier. We're in Evergreen tonight. I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
Veronica, thank you for looking into this. And in the wake of yesterday's heartbreaking violence, Denver police are stepping up patrols around schools today to ensure student safety and reassure worried parents. Starting this morning, Denver police say law enforcement units are increasing presence in school zones. They say these measures are strictly preventative, serving both to deter violence and provide peace of mind to families and school staff. This is in addition to SROs that were brought back to high schools in Denver 2 years ago in response to the shooting at East High School.
And as investigators work to piece together the shooter's background and a possible motive, Denver 7 has been digging for answers too.
Yeah, our chief investigative reporter, Tony Kovaleski, was the only reporter on the scene as authorities searched the teen's home, and he joins us live in studio tonight. Tony, your sources confirmed the shooter's identity today.
Yes, we did. And obviously, Ryan and Natalie, we know the best of the best are on this, and let's dive into what we're talking about here right now.
Best of the best.
We still don't
cops.
know the motive, even though the best of the best are diving in, but that's not surprising. We know it is a top priority for investigators. We know within seconds of the shooting, a high volume of calls to the 911 call center made it clear to law enforcement this was the real deal. The first officers got at the school in less than 2 minutes, and in less than 5 minutes, an officer located the teen gunman.
His name is Desmond Hawley. He's 16 years old, obviously a student at Evergreen High School.
The sheriff's
having a name like that.
What Denver 7 Investigates first reported earlier in the morning. 16-year-old Desmond Hawley shot 2 classmates before turning the gun on himself.
That'll cause you to do a school shooting.
Which is very
Desmond Hawley.
And important for us in our investigations. We're able to track his movement throughout the school.
And those cameras will help investigators answer key questions. Sheriff's Office saying at this time it will withhold all video from surveillance and body-worn cameras.
I can't talk about what's been found at the suspect's house because I don't know. But I think that they found valuable information for our case.
Denver 7 Investigates captured this exclusive video shortly before sunset Wednesday night. Nearly a dozen law enforcement cars moved in to execute the search warrant. Specifics of what they uncovered were not disclosed, but they did find enough to reach this conclusion.
Based on some of the information that we're seeing about this suspect is that he was radicalized by some extremist network.
So we clearly know more right now, but
extremist network.
2 key questions: the motive and how that teen shooter obtained his gun. We also learned the 16-year-old rode his bus to school yesterday. Questions were asked about how he concealed the weapon from others when he arrived at school early in the morning until that shooting happened around noon. Jeffco Sheriff's not sharing those details at this time. But it is clear the surveillance cameras on campus at the school were able to capture every step of the way from the minute he arrived on campus that morning until the shooting, and investigators are taking a close eye, piecing together that timeline and trying to answer that question. How did he hide that gun?
And Tony, you mentioned that they are still looking to figure out how did he get that gun. What about the parents in this case? Are they looking into them, and could they be facing charges at some point?
Well, it's standard operating procedure, Natalie, on what is done here, and parents and their involvement, what they knew, when they knew it, where there are signs in the bedroom. And that's where that search warrant last night will pay and provide a lot of answers, because if there were other weapons or explosives in the house that parents should see, they're going to have to answer those questions. But also important to recognize, Sheriff's Office saying parents are cooperating here. So, yes, they are being asked questions. They are being considered as possible individuals that might have contributed, but you have to find proof.
And Tony, to that point, what about a copy of that search warrant? Any word on when those details might be released?
Well, and as you know, Ryan, that regularly is put out and many times available. It will answer a lot of questions. It will provide a lot of the details, because to get that search warrant, the sheriff's office had to come up with some of the facts to convince a judge to say, we can enter that house to get some of the facts and some of the questions answered. So we have offered or asked for that. We're waiting for a word from the courts in Jefferson County. We're told we should have it within 14 days, and we look forward to sharing that with everybody, because it will provide a lot of answers.
A lot of people looking forward to that release and that extra information, and we know you've been working hard on this.
He's flabbergasted.
Now.
Our team is on it. You can guarantee that.
And Chief Investigator Tony Kovaleski for us tonight. Thank
you, Tony.
And we know there are still a lot of unanswered questions tonight, and we will continue working to learn more for you in the coming days, like we mentioned, and to bring you any updates.
What a face!
Find the very latest anytime on Denver7.com.
Looks like the face of a killer. At Rachel Maddow Elementary. "16-year-old had been radicalized. Had heavy ammunition but only used a revolver." How does a 13-year-old get a hold of over a dozen rifles? Can you answer that? This happened in Washington State. 13-year-old has pled not guilty to mass shooting threats.
Developing now, a 13-year-old boy accused of having mass shooting iterations pled not guilty in court today. Only Como was there as the young teenager faced a...
Did she mean ideations? Iterations? Judge's Batman cop. Excellent. Love it.
Developing now, a 13-year-old boy accused of having mass shooting iterations pled not guilty in court today. Only Como was there as the young teenager faced a judge. He was arrested
It was an iteration
at his home in
of
Pierce
mass
County
shooting.
after police say tipsters reported concerning social media posts the boy allegedly made. The sheriff's office says they confiscated dozens of weapons, including loaded magazines with school shooting writings. Como's Michelle Esteban was in court and just spoke to the teen's parents. Michelle?
Yeah, I can tell you that his mother was in court, his father outside of court. I spoke to both of them briefly off camera. His mother and father just beside themselves. They insist that this is all blown out of proportion. They say that their son was just trying to be cool and edgy with some of his social media posts, that he's a good kid, and that they believe that he has
bullshit
of hurting anyone. But court documents, they allege something very different. They said that the teen made statements and posted online indicating that he had a possible interest in committing a mass shooting. Now, only Como was in the courtroom. Take a look when that teen went before a judge. The 13-year-old said he understood the charges. He was quiet in court, kept his head down. He pleaded not guilty. We typically don't identify juveniles at this point in a proceeding. The judge asked us not to show his face on camera. Judge Evans did find probable cause for 5 counts, including one for a threat to bomb or injure property. Most of the other charges were for unlawful possession of a firearm. The teen was arrested Saturday around 1 in the morning after concerns that he was plotting a mass shooting, possibly at a school. Police and SWAT surrounded the family's Pierce County home, arrested the teen. They also confiscated a large amount of weapons, handguns, long guns. Police say even a loaded magazine with school shooting writings on it. Court filings allege they confiscated evidence that shows the suspect idolized previous mass shooters, including those responsible for Columbine.
The fucking pattern, isn't there?
A possible interest, as I mentioned, in committing a mass shooting, which is why authorities thought initially a school might be targeted. Now they're saying it's really not clear what the intended target may have been, but they felt danger was imminent.
And the suspect's bedroom, loads of ammunition that was located, inscriptions around the room and on the walls, including
This is Officer Carly Capetto with the Pierce County Sheriff's Office. You can be my GOP mommy. Ooh.
loads of ammunition that was located, inscriptions around the room and on the walls, including just everything that would check a box for a mass shooting incident.
Can I get arrested in your county, ma'am?
Now, it was a collection of social media posts and writings that got the attention of police after it got the attention of the community. There were a number of tips that went to the Pierce County Sheriff's Office. They got that Friday around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and by 1 a.m. Saturday morning, this teen was in custody. But one of the things...
She's a cop. She totally votes Republican.
...is pressing and was important in this case is that message.
I'm probably older than her. She can't be my mommy.
If you see something, say something. And Mary, they really believe that is what led to this arrest. The case far from over, but this teen remaining in detention tonight for at least 2 weeks when he'll be back here in court.
Good night, Sky comment.
Incredibly disturbing, Michelle. So there's no known specific.
Oh, do you want to say we're getting ready to take the press conference? It starts like right now.
It doesn't. I think that a felon.
We're getting ready to take the FBI press conference. We may have a shooter.
We're looking at here, and
we at least have some sort of update from the FBI in Utah.
Bombing threat or threat to injure property. But it does complicate it a bit, the fact that there is no intended target. So it'll be interesting to see how the case plays out. It's possible that the judge will decide to release this teen to his parents. His parents asked for him to be released through the attorney, saying electric home monitoring would work best. But time will tell on this.
Yeah, it's scheduled for right now at 9:30 Eastern Time.
Intended target, that is a person or a place. Back to you, Michelle.
I like how I looked at my wrist and there is totally no watch there. There were 2 YouTubers that went out to assist with the search. Oh, God. This is live in Orem, Utah. The campus of UVU, Utah Valley University. I had no clue it existed until yesterday. Apparently they got something to show us. Oh, Bongo and Cash, you even said it. I'm so sorry. I'm not all here tonight. My sincerest apologies. It's been a bit of a day. The fact that it went over my head is hilarious. I'm so sorry. All right, we're gonna watch a police chase from last night after the stream. We're gonna test the limits of Kick. We're gonna see if we can do a police chase and music. If that works, we might do some TV tomorrow night. Well, it's Friday night, isn't it? I might get Media Winch and do a freak show. If you guys missed it, I don't know. There's no VOD for Redolent Thought. I'm sorry. We ranked 90s artists. After I streamed for 8 or 9 hours on my own, I jumped on with Redolent Thought, James from the Internet, Globus the Elder, and that one black guy. Media Winch came along with us a little bit later. Oh, she probably doesn't know I'm on Kick. So we're waiting for a press conference supposed to start at the bottom of the hour here. I believe they've got some sort of a multimedia thing, so they've got some video they're going to show us. Probably would indicate to me that they've not caught him. They're going to show us some video they have that they, you know, think may help in identifying him, if I had to guess. These motherfuckers don't have shit. But I could be wrong. I feel like if they had caught him, we would know beforehand. I think they got nothing. Dude did a good job. He's very nondescript. That's every white guy you ever saw. Which shitty Trump rapper? Tom McDonald? Bryson Gray? For Gigio Blow? I think Bryson Gray went back to making religious music. I think he's off the Trump train now. Tom McDonald. Okay. Probably. That motherfucker is really good at making a song on a moment's notice to capitalize on trends. And he saw the amount of traction, anything talking about Charlie Kirk. Of course he made a song. Of course he did. We are awaiting the press conference. Is that the FBI to get started here? As we wait. It's 7:30 their time. That's when it was supposed to start. This was Nancy Mace's reaction. Like, she had already had a blazing hot take that I was going to play on the show yesterday. Before Charlie Kirk. After Charlie Kirk, she came up with this.
I'm going to say this. Democrats own what happened today. I am devastated. My kids have called panicking. All the kids of every conservative in the country called panicking. Just because you speak your mind on an issue doesn't mean you get shot.
Then, by that logic, do Republicans own the shooting of the two Democratic lawmakers in Minnesota?
Yeah, there you go.
Isn't this on both sides?
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm asking
We
you a
don't
serious
know what
question.
condition Charlie Kirk is in right now. Some raging leftist lunatic put a bullet through his neck, and you want to talk about Republicans right now? No.
No, I'm asking
no, not
you.
at all.
You said the Democrats
no,
have
this is
to
on.
but I'm asking,
Democrats own this.
But isn't there a problem
this.
with political violence across the spectrum?
No, Democrats don't.
Kirk right now. That's the subject of this that we're talking about right now. Democrats own this 100%. And I'm going to say this. Democrats own what happened today.
Disgusting. Tyler X, my friend. Yeah, solidarity. I heard you also got popped. You, me, and several others. So I guess we're all in good company. I hope you will be back in 30 days like myself. Good to see you, my friend, over on the YouTube. You can come join us on Kick. Stream on Kick. Let me see if I can find this other Nancy Mace clip I was going to play. Oh, that's why it wasn't a Nancy Mace clip. That's why I breezed right past it. Is that breezed? I already appealed and already got denied. These nuts. Did you file the appeal? You filed an appeal? I already heard back. Did you? It was like almost instantaneously. Like, no, you did it. And hey, I did do it. This happened in Congress yesterday before the whole Charlie Kirk debacle. This is Representative Sarah Jacobs.
The gentlelady has 1.5 minutes remaining.
Thank you. I would just like to point out that I think it's very interesting that my colleague from South Carolina is so obsessed with the issue of trans people, using horrible slurs to talk about them, when many people in this body have received gender-affirming care. Filler is gender-affirming care. Boob jobs is gender-affirming care. Botox is gender-affirming care. Lots of my colleagues have received gender-affirming care, and let me be clear, I think everyone should have access to the gender-affirming care that they need, and I think we should respect everybody in this country. With that, I yield back.
Ridiculous. You are absolutely ridiculous.
Lady is not recognized. Order. The House will be in order.
Somebody didn't like it called out.
Be in order.
How much time is left?
The gentlelady has 1.5 minutes remaining.
This is ridiculous.
Ridiculous. You are absolutely ridiculous.
Lady is not recognized. Order. The House will be in order. The gentlelady.
So we are waiting for the FBI press conference on an update for the manhunt for the shooter of Charlie Kirk. I do not think that they have a suspect in custody. They're getting ready to show a video, so that would indicate to me that, or at least an image on a big screen. This was yesterday. Lauren Boebert took to the floor of the House.
Thank you, Mr. Schweikert. Thank you so much for reserving this time in the People's House to honor our friend, Charlie. Today's a really hard day.
I think her hair looks nice. She looking nice.
This is unexpected, obviously.
You can be my GOP mommy.
That something had happened. I was able to get on the phone with faith leaders throughout the nation, and instantaneously there were prayer groups formed, mighty men and women of God, faith-filled Christians, believers who stood in the gap and interceded.
Oh God, she could cry.
I thank God for that faith. The prayers were not in vain.
Yeah, speaking of gender-affirming care,
promises that His word will produce what it says it will. I do not believe that Charlie's.
I do not believe that you believe that bullshit.
Is in vain. Charlie is a pioneer. A Greek word that God has brought to my remembrance each and every day for more than a decade. And the Greek word is archegos. And if you look it up in the Strong's Coordinates, it's word number 747. And in some way, God reminds me of this Greek word, archegos, on a daily basis. And even when I think I understand it, I still ask Him to give me deeper revelation. And I believe that today God highlighted exactly what it means. He personified this word, and it is pioneer in the English language, and it is one.
The chief leader is what it means.
Who makes a way for others to follow. Maybe not the originator of the thing, but someone who fearlessly takes charge, who courageously goes into the unknown, who faces adversaries unafraid, unashamed,
one that takes the lead in anything and thus affords an example,
others
a predecessor.
to continue.
Oh my God, so many ads
What Charlie Kirk has
on this
done.
Bible site.
Charlie Kirk is a husband, a father, a man who spoke more of politics or more of family than he ever did politics. For those who don't know him personally, you may just see him as a political figure. But to those of us who know Charlie, who listen to his message on a regular basis, who attend his events,
He was a dumbass.
we know that rather than
You live
talking
in
about
sexual
tax rates
anarchy?
and GDP, he's more talking about the nuclear family, talking about
That's how I knew he was dead when we were watching yesterday, as the local news agency was interviewing all the eyewitnesses. They all referred to him in the past tense. Every single person they interviewed talked as if Charlie Kirk was dead. And now that we have a clearer picture of exactly what happened, apparently he was laying there on the ground, just spurting blood everywhere, like a goddamn Itchy and Scratchy cartoon. So that's why all the kids referred to him as dead.
faith in God, talking about the value of marriage.
Still waiting on the FBI press conference on the update.
How they need both parents. How you uplift one another rather than tear each other down. And that's exactly what Charlie did. He would go into sometimes the enemy's territory, and he would give those who saw themselves as his enemy a platform to speak. And he would have debate. He never promoted violence. He condemned violence at every turn.
Bullshit!
Thoughtful responses. And he shared his faith each and every day. A pioneer who shared his love for Jesus, proclaiming the lordship and reign of Jesus each and every day. Faith comes by hearing, and by hearing the word of God. And more literally, that second word, hearing, in Scripture means understanding. Faith comes by hearing and understanding the word of God. And I believe that Charlie Kirk was on a mission for America and the world to hear and understand
He's on a mission
the love of God.
from God.
To have a revelation of the love of God, so that they would know the hope of their calling, so that their inner being would be enlightened, and they would understand that there was a hope and a future, a desired outcome that God had purposed them with. Charlie Kirk understood that you have to be a doer of the word, that faith without corresponding action isn't faith at all. Charlie took action each and every day. We heard
welcome
our
in.
youth to the right, but I think more importantly, Charlie Kirk was moving our youth to God, to faith in God, to read the scriptures. He lived exactly what he spoke. Each and every day, being the example, being the change that he wanted to see in America and beyond. Charlie Kirk has a legacy, not only through the work that he's done, but through his wife, Erica, who I humbly ask each and every person pray for her and their children. Those prayers right now mean so much. Charlie Kirk is present with the Lord. He is in the fullness of joy right now.
Oh my God, this is so horrible.
Jesus. He's not hurting. He is not suffering.
That's so fake.
Feeling loss. Erica and those children are the ones who
She
are
can't
lost
even muster
and hurt and pain.
tears.
The Holy Spirit, who I ask,
Yeah, if he's with the Lord.
surround them with his wraparound
That's what he wanted, right?
peace. Peace that surpasses
You can
all
give me a wraparound.
in this time. to guard their hearts, to heal their brokenhearted. We know that joy will come. There is a time of mourning, but that joy is not just a suggestion.
I follow an OnlyFans model that looks like Lauren Boebert.
Every day of their life. But in this moment,
I am fucked in the head.
I
am sorry.
quote one thing that my friend Charlie said.
Charlie! Oh, Charlie!
So many of us an opportunity to speak truth. He's given us his platform,
Okay, here we go.
an ability to reach into the.
We have the FBI press conference getting started. Oh, they've got Cash Patel and everything. This is major. We got the big guns in the house.
This evening, we have FBI Director Patel, FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino, Special Agent in Charge Robert Bowles, Governor Spencer Cox, Lieutenant Governor Deidre Henderson, and Commissioner Anderson, as well as, Commissioner Bo Mason, as well as some local partners here present with us today. Governor, we'll kick it off.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here
Governor Cox.
tonight. We appreciate the media and the partnership we have with you in helping us to get information out to the public so that we can catch this assassin and hold him accountable. We are going to share a portion of a video and that we have of the suspect, as well as some new stills. Those have already been released, but we want to make sure that they get as much attention as possible so that we can get help from the public in tracking.
Yeah, they got nothing.
This evil human being. So we're going to cue up the video right now. Show that. I've asked Commissioner Bo Mason if he would narrate to you what is happening in this video.
Thank you, Governor. Bo Mason, Commissioner for the Utah Department of Public Safety.
So this is new video. We're seeing it for the first time.
The building where the shooter was proned out in the top left corner. We'll go ahead and play that video and I'll narrate as we walk through that. So here you see that the suspect ran behind that upper building. He's going to come out on the right, moves to this far right corner. As he does, he's going to climb off the edge and then drop down to the ground. As he did that, he left some palm impressions. There's some smudges, some places we're looking to collect DNA. There's a shoe imprint where we believe the suspect is clearly identified as wearing Converse tennis shoes. Again, we'll replay that again so you can get another view of that. It's important to note his black t-shirt, his black pants, and there appears to be some white on the soles of those Converse tennis shoes.
They have fucking nothing.
In the stills that are going to follow this, you're going to see a very distinctive t-shirt with an American flag and appears to have an eagle on it. There's also a baseball cap with a triangle on it and a pair of sunglasses. All distinctive, all things that we would ask the public to look for and try to identify if they know someone who has those items, who has been seen wearing those items. We're looking for all that information. Here you see the suspect after dropping off the building. He moved around across this grassy area, around the parking lot. We're going to pan to the right.
And then blended in well on campus.
After he crosses the street, this is where he moves over into the wooded area. This is the video evidence that we utilize to track his movements and to locate that firearm in that wooded area following the discovery of this evidence. Good. You want to go to the stills? So here's the still photographs. I mentioned these have been enhanced. So these are slightly different than what we introduced earlier. Please pay close attention to the t-shirt. Like I said, very distinctive with that American flag and that eagle. The hat with the triangle and the sunglasses. If you'll go to the next picture, please. The backpack as well. All identifying features that we're hoping the public can help us identify. And
those aren't really identifying features.
Next picture. And again, there's a better picture of the hat.
Wow, he did such a good job of hiding his face.
Blue jeans, and you get a good look at those Converse tennis shoes as well. We have pushed these out. We'll continue to push these out, and we just ask for the public's cooperation through the public. The tips that have been coming in are what are giving us our next leads and enabling us to continue to further this investigation. We've had great cooperation from the public, and we're continuing to ask for that as we move forward. Thank you, and I'll turn the time back over to Governor Cox.
Governor Cox.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Mason. I want to thank Director Patel and his team. It's great to have them on the ground with us tonight. We've had several briefings, and he's had an opportunity to walk the crime scene. We appreciate our local law enforcement here. Again, we have Mike Smith, who is the county sheriff here. We have all of our
Mike Smith.
Local chiefs of police that are here as well, all working hand in hand with the state and with the FBI as we move forward with this investigation. Now, just give you a little warning, we will not be taking any questions at this time. We're giving you the latest information we have, being as transparent with everything that we have. But I do want to share a couple things that I think are important. We cannot do our job without the public's help right now. The public has answered our call for action. So far, we've received more than 7,000 leads and tips. I would just note that the FBI hasn't received this many digital media tips from the public since the Boston Marathon bombing. This case also highlights the dedication of our law enforcement community. We have 20 federal, state, and local law enforcement partners that are working shoulder to shoulder to find the person who committed this horrific crime. With their support, we've completed nearly 200 interviews. As you're aware, as has already been reported, the FBI is offering a $100,000 reward for information leading to the identification and arrest of the person responsible for the murder of Charlie Kirk. We also continue to implore the public to support this investigation and come forward with any information. We are truly hopeful that this video and new photos will lead to even more tips. We are processing. We have an incredible team, a state and federal team working together to process those tips. We are going out in tandem to interview any potential person of interest or suspects. But we need, again, we need as much help as we can possibly get. Any videos or photos that you might have, the public, should be submitted to our digital media tip line, which is www.fbi.gov/Utah Valley shooting, all lowercase. Again, that is fbi.gov/Utah Valley shooting, all lowercase. You can also provide general tips about the shooting by calling 1-800-CALL-FBI. That's 1-800-CALL-FBI, or at tips.
He kept smacking me, putting his paw on the side of my face.
This is not just a local matter here in Utah. We have people all over the country that are helping to bring this perpetrator to justice for Charlie Kirk and his family.
Fuck Charlie Kirk.
As well, that as was mentioned, there is a lot of forensic evidence that is being processed right now at both the state.
There's nobody gonna be fucking Charlie Kirk anymore. That's in a morgue.
On the East Coast. So we are working in tandem together.
I'm neutral on corpse fucking.
For those people who are spending so much time on social media, I think Charlie said it best, that when things get bad, we should put our phones down and spend a little time with our families. There is a tremendous amount of disinformation. We are tracking our team, the state team, and I'm sure the federal team as well. What we're seeing is our adversaries want violence. China, we have bots from Russia, China, all over the world that
somehow
this instill disinformation and encourage
started into jingoism against China.
To ignore those, to turn off those streams, and spend a little more time with our families. We desperately.
I guess Charlie would have wanted it that way.
About that in the days and weeks to come. More than anything, we are going to catch this person. Last thing I will just say is we've been working with our attorneys, getting everything that we need, affidavits ready, so that we can pursue the death penalty in this case, and that will happen here in the state of Utah. Again, to the public, to those who are grieving, thank you for your prayers.
Our enemies want violence.
Those prayers.
We will pursue the death penalty.
Is feeling those prayers as well. We pray that God will bless our nation at this very dark time.
God bless us all.
By finding this perpetrator and holding him accountable, and we need your help to do that. Thank you.
They did not find a person, Sky Comet. You didn't miss anything. Oh, Patel not even going to speak.
That's why I'm saying shoot the video. We don't care about.
We got to see new video. We got to see video of him jumping down. I can rewind if you like to see it.
I'm just relaying them. Well, I know. I was trying to zoom in.
Those items were distinctive. Upper building, he's going to come out on the right, moves to this far right corner. As he does, he's going to climb off the edge and then drop down to the ground. As he did that, he left some palm impressions. There's some smudges, some places we're looking to collect DNA. There's a shoe imprint where we believe the suspect is clearly identified as wearing Converse tennis shoes. Again, we'll replay that again so you can get another view of that.
They only give out this kind of info when they don't have anything.
Black t-shirt, his black pants, and there appears to be some white on the soles of those Converse tennis shoes. Those are all identifiable items that we're looking for. In the stills that are going to follow this, you're going to see a very distinctive t-shirt with an American flag and appears to have an eagle on it. There's also a baseball cap with a triangle on it.
Is somebody going to see it and be like, oh, that's how Steve parkours?
Of all the things that we would ask the public to look for and try to identify if they know someone who has those items, who has been seen wearing those items. We're looking for all that information. Here you see the suspect after dropping off the building. He moved around across this grassy area, around the parking lot. We're going to pan to the right. After he crosses the street, this is where he moves over to the wooded area. This is the video evidence that we utilize to track his movements and to locate that firearm in that wooded area following the discovery of this evidence. Good. You want to go to the stills? So here's the still footage.
So that's it. That's the update from the FBI. They don't have any info on him. He never really showed his face to the camera. This is insanity. I love it. You saw FBI Director Kash Patel. One of the things that may have flown under your radar yesterday as we were covering the Charlie Kirk bullshit was that there was a lawsuit by 3 former FBI agents detailing the loyalty test that they had to take that led to their firing, calling it a political purge.
On a day when the government agency most completely in the news is the FBI, we want to bring you this important story. 3 longtime, decorated, highly respected former FBI employees have filed a lawsuit against the FBI and Justice Department and their current leaders, including FBI Director Kash Patel. That lawsuit alleges that Patel knowingly broke the law when he fired senior FBI executives at the behest of the Trump White House. The 69-page complaint says that the plaintiffs were the target of, quote, politically motivated retribution and are seeking to, quote, vindicate their constitutional and legal rights. One of the plaintiffs is Brian Driscoll. He is a career FBI employee. Donald Trump appointed him to the role of acting FBI director at the start of his second term, while Kash Patel was...
Oh, I remember this guy.
Driscoll was fired by Donald Trump on August 7th, reportedly for refusing to fire agents who'd been assigned to the investigations into the January 6th attack on the United States Capitol. The plaintiffs are described in the lawsuit like this, quote, Brian J. Driscoll Jr., Stephen J. Jensen, and Spencer
Well, the Driscoll boys
served this country with distinction and courage as special agents and senior officials at the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Over the course of their remarkable careers, they prevented
Those
terrorist
damn Driscolls always on our
They
ass.
rescued American hostages. They saved children from predators, and they disabled violent street gangs. That is who they are. According to the lawsuit, the incoming FBI director, Kash Patel, quote, stated that his own job depended on the removal of the agents who worked on the cases against the president, regardless of whether the agents chose to work on those cases or not. The suit argues that Kash Patel's actions are a violation of the federal law and of the United States Constitution, saying this, quote, Patel not only acted unlawfully, but deliberately chose to prioritize politicizing the FBI over protecting the American people. His decision to do so degraded the country's national security by firing 3 of the FBI's most experienced operational leaders, each of them experts in preventing terrorist attacks and reducing violent crimes. Joining our coverage, MSNBC senior investigative correspondent Carol Leonnig. Carol Leonnig, that's the first time I've had the pleasure of introducing you that way. Let me first say welcome.
What?
And thank you for saying yes. And let me ask you about this really serious reporting you have on what is the most serious kind of story we cover around here, and that is.
Is that Nicole Wallace's wife? She said thank you for saying yes. I guess maybe to the interview. But she said that like this is the first time I get to introduce you that way, as if she'd gotten married.
Violent crimes. Joining our coverage, MSNBC senior investigative correspondent Carol Leonnig. Carol Leonnig, that's the first time I've had the pleasure of introducing you that way. Let me first say welcome and thank you for saying yes. And let me ask you about this really.
Oh, the MSNBC is a correspondent
on what is the most serious kind of story we cover around here, and that is a lawsuit alleging a political purge atop the FBI.
Well, Nicole, first off, thank you for the warm welcome, which I've received so many places. And thank you for the energy and emphasis you put on this subject and have, whether it's when I was a Washington Post reporter or now that I'm a member of your team. This is, to me, a pretty stunning, striking legal complaint. 69 pages, as you mentioned. But it is the first time there are inside accounts from the top layers of FBI headquarters, these 3 extremely senior career agents, one of them the former acting director, who give voice in their legal complaint to private conversations that they had with Kash Patel, Deputy Director Dan Bongino, and the efforts that they made to sort of stand in the way of a mass purge of FBI agents. And the payback that they received for that was for they themselves to be fired later. The striking thing, Nicole, that comes from this account is several episodes in which Kash Patel and Dan Bongino are described as kind of junior amateurs who don't really know how the FBI
I believe
works, but are under and admit knowingly that they are under pressure from the White House and from Trump's MAGA supporters online to fire specific agents. In one instance, Acting Director Brian Driscoll refuses to turn over the names of rosters of January 6 investigators because he knows that they are being considered for mass firing without justification. Kash Patel would later testify before the Senate in sworn testimony that he would never, ever use politics as a justification for firing anyone, and he would never mistreat or abuse any FBI agents. But in fact, he then, in private conversations, according to the legal complaint, then admits that he has to fire these individuals who investigated Donald Trump because, quote unquote, they tried to put him in prison and he has not forgotten.
Carol, let me play some of what you just described because it's part of the lawsuit. This is where the agents who filed the suit are making the point you just made, that either he's lying, that he's lying under oath when he says this. Watch.
You've committed
that the FBI will not be politicized. So here's your first test. Will you commit that you will not tolerate the firing of the FBI agents who worked with the special counsel's office on these investigations?
Senator, I appreciate the time to visit with you.
It is a yes or no answer. It is your first test.
Senator, every FBI employee will be held to the absolute same standard, and no one will be terminated for case assignments.
And I'm not.
So one of the earliest claims
Look, he's lying.
in the lawsuit is that that was a lie.
But nobody's going to enforce it. Nobody's going to hold him to account for perjury. It is 9/11. Once again, a live look at the 9/11 tribute on the anniversary. This is live in New York City. The 9/11 memorial. Donald Trump made his way to, was it a Yankees game? Yankees versus the Tigers. Here on this anniversary of 9/11, took questions from reporters before departing for New York City. And wait till you see what happened there.
Not really. I'm really concerned for our country. We have a great country. We have a radical left group of lunatics out there, just absolute lunatics, and we're going to get that problem solved. I'm only concerned for the country. Yeah.
Mr. President, how do you want to see your supporters respond to this? Charlie Kirk was a big advocate of nonviolence and free speech on campus. How do you want your supporters to respond, sir?
I think that way. He was an advocate of nonviolence. That's the way I'd like to see people respond. Say it? I did. I spoke to Erica, his wife, and we had a long talk, and she's devastated. She is absolutely devastated, as you can imagine.
Are you concerned?
Have you any reporting intervention behind the Charlie Cox assassination?
I don't know what you're saying.
What do you think about the people? Mr. President, when, Mr. President, are you planning to bring both presidents, the president of Congo, Felix Tshisekedi, and president of Rwanda, to be
they're coming soon. They're coming soon. And as
The
you
president of Congo.
Ministers, they were here a couple of weeks ago, as you remember, and they'll be coming soon. The presidents are coming very soon.
This week, Mr. President, I witnessed more than 60 people in DRC Congo were killed. There is people affiliated with
His face still looking droopy
group are taking advantage
on his right side there.
Situation going on because of the war. So what is your word for Congolese people?
Well, we're going to be talking to them. As you know, we are talking to them. It's a very violent place. It's very, very violent. For a long time, it's been going on.
Sounds pretty normal, though.
35 years even, they say. But we're going to handle it. Thank you.
What do you think about
Can't understand.
Mr. President,
what do you think about the media that justify the murder of Charlie Kirk?
I think it's terrible. They ought to be ashamed.
The mother of Charlie Kirk. Justin!
Why haven't they found the shooter yet, Mr. President? Are you concerned that
Welcome over to Kick,
Well, I hear they're making big progress, and we'll have to see what happens.
the land of misfit streamers.
indication of the shooter's motivation, sir?
I haven't.
It's the News Nation
Let you know about that later.
of streaming sites.
You spoke with Uzbekistan president, and this last Sunday you sent greetings to Kazakhstan. UN General Assembly is
Greetings to Pakistan.
with the presidents of Central Asian countries.
President where?
Central Asian countries, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan.
I will be, yeah.
Oh, Kazakhstan.
And I will be doing
Been nice.
So you believe the killer was a trained assassin? Usually your instincts are always on.
I'd rather not say. I think
Usually your instincts are always
he's
on.
an animal, total animal. and hopefully they'll have him and they'll get him. What he did is disgraceful. Charlie Kirk was a great person, a great man, great in every way, especially with youth. And what he did, what this man did, was disgraceful. So hopefully we'll have him and we will deal with him very appropriately.
What's your reaction to Russian drone incursion into Poland?
Could have been a mistake. Could have been a mistake, but regardless, I'm not happy about anything having to do with that whole situation. But hopefully it's going to come to an end.
Mr. President, in Brazil, Bolsonaro was just found guilty by the Supreme Court. You've been very clear that...
He's just found guilty.
Are you thinking further sanctions to Brazil because of this Bolsonaro?
Well, I watched
the
trial. I know
Bolsonaro.
Well, foreign leader. He was a good, I thought he was...
We're going to get into that.
Brazil. And it's very
Get that in my back pocket.
That's
This was Trump on his way to New York City to go to the Yankees Tigers game. Apparently got a mixed reception. Georgie, welcome in. Over on the YouTube.
Presenting tonight's colors, Port Authority Police Department color guard.
We'll be back in 30 days.
Please direct your attention to microphone behind home plate. And welcome FDNY firefighter.
I got Twitch banned, but at least I'm not Charlie Kirk.
NY ceremonial.
Hot dogs. Is that Bill O'Reilly? Fuck, it's Bill O'Reilly next to him, isn't it? Come join us over on Kick. It's not so bad. Trump attended a Yankees game for 9/11. With Bill O'Reilly. His face was still drooping when we listened to his press gaggle, but I mean, he sounded like himself, so I don't know. I don't know what to think. Can you imagine how much better life would be if one of the two people who attempted to take him out succeeded? If he had got Kirked? One of those men had the jury seated in his trial today. Ryan Ruth forfeited an opening statement.
Opening statements in the trial of the man accused of trying to assassinate President Trump last year began today in South Florida. Ryan Ruth is representing himself in court. Prosecutors claim the 59-year-old hid with a rifle near Trump's golf course in West Palm Beach last September. Ruth has pleaded not guilty to 5 federal charges, including attempted assassination of a major presidential candidate. If convicted, he faces a maximum sentence of life in prison. CBS News legal reporter Katrina Kaufman has been following this case for us inside the courtroom. She joins us there now live. Katrina, what were some of the key takeaways here, especially from Ryan Ruth's opening statements today?
I mean, I think the biggest takeaway from today is how little of a defense Ryan Ruth is putting on for himself.
If you saw a turtle crossing the road, would you stop and help it? And if you do, you need to point it in the direction that it was going before you took it to the other side of the road.
And he's also already trying the patience of Judge Eileen Cannon here at this courthouse. She had to cut him off during his opening statement. It was very poetic, existential. He was talking about the beginning of humanity. He brought up Putin, Hitler, Netanyahu. He was meditating on what intent is. At one point, he almost began crying while talking about a tractor. He was very poetically talking about a lot of different objects. But it was when he said, "So no, this case means absolutely nothing," that the prosecution objected, and she finally just ended his opening statement. Partway through, she had stopped him, tried to put him back on track, and told him he couldn't make a mockery of this courthouse, but then he continued along those lines, so he didn't get to actually finish those.
Sounds like quite the wild day out there.
Light one up, tip one back.
Of all that, I understand quite an interesting exchange also between Ruth and a Secret Service agent who was there on duty the day that this attempted assassination happened. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, this was striking to see. First of all, when Ruth got up to cross-examine him, he started by saying, "Good to see you, sir. Is it good to be alive?" The man, Robert Furcano, said yes, and Ruth said, "Right on." And just for context, Furcano had found Ruth
right on
gun along the perimeter of Trump's golf course and says that Ruth pointed it at him. And he said this multiple times while Ruth was examining him, which was striking because he was saying "you" to the attorney asking him questions, essentially. Ruth would ask him a question about what he saw, and he said, "I saw you pointing a weapon at my face." Ruth also said to him, you know, if the defendant wanted to cause you harm, he could have. And Furcano said he didn't know his mindset, but he still knew that weapon was pointed in his face. And he seemed to be a bit scarred by it in court today. He got rather agitated while Ruth was questioning him, and he had been very composed while the prosecution was.
Wow.
And these are only the opening statements. Katrina Kaufman, thank you very much.
Yeah, this is definitely one we're going to be paying attention to. It's gonna last around 3 weeks, it looks like. Trump was asked during the press gaggle about Jair Bolsonaro, who was convicted of trying to carry out a coup in Brazil.
The former president of Brazil, Jair Bolsonaro, was sentenced tonight to over 27 years in prison after a Supreme Court judgment earlier today. Bolsonaro, who was president from 2019 to 2022, was found guilty of attempting to use military force to overturn an election and plotting to assassinate a political rival, the man who holds the presidency now, Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. His trial had already led to a confrontation between Brazil's current government and the Trump administration, which could now expand. Here's our Nick Schifrin.
In Brazil's Supreme Court today, a historic conviction. Jair Bolsonaro, the former army captain who became Brazil's first modern right-wing president, guilty of trying to, quote, abolish democracy, and guilty of a coup and assassination attempt on current President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, who won the 22 election over Bolsonaro by less than 1%. The guilty verdicts detail an extensive attempt to overturn the will of the people. The culmination, Bolsonaro incited supporters to storm the seat of government and vandalize the presidential palace just days after Lula, as he's universally known, took office.
De que grupo liderado por Jair Messias Bolsonaro,
a group led by Jair Messias Bolsonaro, composed of key figures from the government, the armed forces, and intelligence agencies, developed and implemented a progressive and systematic plan to attack democratic institutions with the aim of undermining the legitimate transfer of power in the 2022 elections.
Bolsonaro's critics call today a victory for Brazil's rule of law, a reaffirmation of the 1980s Constitution created to end 2 decades of dictatorship. But Bolsonaro's supporters, and there are many, call his prosecution political, and they vow to keep up their protests, including Bolsonaro's likely conservative successor, Sao Paulo's governor.
We cannot destroy democracy under the pretext of rescuing it. We also cannot tolerate a conviction without proof. A conviction without proof opens a wound that will never heal.
What?
Bolsonaro's
I think there's plenty of proof. We all fucking saw it.
Who sanctioned the justice overseeing Bolsonaro's case using laws usually reserved for human rights abuses. President Trump also raised tariffs on Brazil to 50% and today praised Bolsonaro.
I think it's a terrible thing. Very terrible. I think it's very bad for Brazil.
But President Trump's intervention failed to prevent today's verdict or convince Lula to drop his defiance.
Não somos e não seremos novamente colônia de ninguém.
We are not.
Oh yeah, Lula.
Never again be anyone's colony.
We are capable of governing and caring for our land and our people without interference from any foreign government.
Tonight, Secretary of State Marco Rubio warned the U.S. will, quote, respond accordingly to this witch hunt. For a deeper look, we turn to Brian Winter.
I'm going to cut off the contributor. I just wanted the reporting. We're gonna get out of here on YouTube and the podcast and everything. Kick, stick around. We're gonna watch a police chase. We're gonna listen to music. We're gonna see if we can get away with music at least. We'll try TV shows tomorrow.
Yet they keep digging. Their best chance of finding a miracle in the mud and debris. One of some 300 specially trained search and rescue dogs rushed to the site from around.
These are fucking heroes.
Down there were the dogs, though. All the modern technology just didn't work.
Scott Shields and his dog Bear were among the first on the scene.
It was like a volcanic eruption.
So kick people. Stick around. We're going to watch a police chase.
Clouds of that choking ash filled the dog's nostrils, making it hard to breathe, while lethal shards of jagged metal cut at their paws like razors as they inch by inch.
The dogs were extremely dehydrated. The first 3 days were very hot. We saw lacerations, cut paws.
The dogs were the heroes, the dogs and the firemen.
But their extraordinary bravery also took its toll.
Heat exhaustion claimed one of our search and rescue dogs. Gunner's doing good. He's tired, but he's doing good.
Another dog fell 50 feet into a pit, but survived.
Daily
treatment at a hastily assembled emergency triage center set up on site.
The dogs would come in maybe 4 or 5 at a time. We'd have to wash them down because, again, they were littered and covered with asbestos, panting. We'd flush out the nostrils, the eyes, the ears.
Dr. James Shorter went to the area now known as Ground Hero on that first fateful day, expecting to treat human injuries. He soon realized the dogs needed his help as well.
We saw a golden retriever wandering around, literally on the floor, just wandering around. I said, where'd this golden retriever come from? Covered with debris, covered with dirt and debris, wet, panting.
In those first frantic hours, no one was prepared for what they'd face. In addition to the obvious physical hazards, there were hidden dangers too, perhaps far more serious.
We're dealing with a debris situation. We don't quite know what's in the debris. The dogs are literally covered. Guys would come in and say, they found a head here, intestines here, that type of thing. And so we realized just what the dogs were exposed to and where they were going.
But still, they continued to come from as far away as Oklahoma and Puerto Rico. Their help a godsend to the thousands waiting on any word of a missing loved one.
The dogs would be, by being the first line, would be the ones to kind of go and burrow into an area or go into a spot where even the men, I think, couldn't get. They're very sensitive. They use their grip. They use all their senses: smell, sight, even in their balance.
Sweet babies.
Get into these spots.
Even in the depths of the unthinkable horrors they experienced every day, these highly trained heroes couldn't be held back.
And the dogs are very enthusiastic. It's like a racehorse almost. Racehorses are ready to run. So if anything, you have to pull them back. You have to pull them back out of this work situation and try to get them to rest.
Their handlers, too, put on a brave face, but the excitement of the first few days is now gone.
I say a prayer every time before I go out that we find a live victim. As a combat wounded veteran, I know the strengths that lie in people's heart, and if people are in the right spot, I think they're alive.
The chance of finding them dims with each passing hour.
Just how much can you see? And what these guys were seeing and what they were talking about, I can't even imagine. A lot of guys just break down.
They break down, but side by side with their canine partners, they keep on digging. It's what they live to do.
Are you ready or willing to give up?
No, sir, we never give up.
In New York, John Scott, Fox News.
So YouTube, podcast, D-Live, yada, yada, yada. We'll see you guys on Sunday night. Kick, stick with me. Light one up, tip one back. It's all right to have a little fun before we hit the sack.